You can see the end in the beginning. What do I mean by this? If you keep your eyes open, you can see how a relationship's gonna end. The same applies to most things in life. If you start a job, you can see how it's going to end if you keep your eyes open, right? Don't have your eyes closed. If you have your eyes open, you can see how most relationships will end, or indeed if they'll succeed. You can see if a girl is loyal and trustworthy. But if you've got your eyes closed, you won't be able to see any of this. And this guy reached out to me the other day, and he told me this story about the girl he was dating, and he said he couldn't believe that things went south, and he thought he met this perfect, amazing woman who came from this religious family, and she was a good Christian girl, and she hadn't slept with many people, and she told him that she believed in loyalty and marriage and children and never cheating. And everything she said turned out to be a lie. She was seeing other guys behind his back. She slept with his best friend behind his back. And he discovers all of these things, and he's shocked, and he can't believe it. And I said to him, well, did you have your eyes open, or were they closed from the very beginning? Were you just listening to what she said and you believed it because that was a fantasy you wanted to believe, and you wanted to believe this Disney fantasy about her, that she was this good virginal woman who would never cheat on you or never betray you? So I said, go back in time. Go back to the beginning of the relationship. What did you see that you ignored? And he said, yeah, indeed there were red flags in the beginning. The way she talked to her parents when he went to her parents' house. She was disrespectful and rude to her father. The way he caught her looking at other men when they were out for dinner. These little things he chose to overlook and thought it was just him, or she was just looking at the guy because maybe she knew him, or maybe she just had a fight with her parents and she was angry at them for some reason. Not to mention that every time she saw her parents, she was rude and disrespectful towards them. So these little things tell you that already she has issues. But this guy chose to overlook them. Now this comes back to my point. You can always see the end in the beginning if you keep your eyes open. You know exactly what you're dealing with. It's like that old fairy tale where the scorpion wants to cross the river and it asks a frog to carry it across. And the frog, of course, is scared that the scorpion is going to sting it. So it says no. And the scorpion promises not to sting the frog. So the frog says, okay, I'll carry you across the river. And the scorpion gets on the back of the frog. And as they're going across the river, the scorpion stings the frog. And the frog says, why did you sting me? Now we're both going to drown. And the scorpion essentially says, I can't help it. It's in my nature. So this is a little bit like these women. When you see how they behave to other people and how they interact with other people, and you start to get red flags, which is often a sign of weak, bad parenting, pay attention, because you can see the end in the beginning if you keep your eyes open. Now, if you want to know more about how to maintain a relationship and restore respect and attraction, I highly recommend you get a copy of my book, Atomic Attraction. It's based on over 120 scientific studies and 40 real-life case studies. You can pick up your copy today by clicking on the link below. And don't forget, I do phone and email consultations. You can book a consultation with me on my website, develofattraction.com.